Brunei late Prince Azim, son of Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, to rest on Sunday.
When the Sultan spoke to the country, his voice shook, and his words had power that went beyond bounds. His touching speech brought together millions of people in grief, but it also raised questions about the strange illness that killed Prince Azim. Brunei wasn't alone in feeling the loss. People across the globe wondered, what truly happened? What was behind the prince's illness? In today's video, we'll talk about the facts of his sudden death. Keep watching. The sudden demise of Prince Azim. The second son of Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, Prince Azim, died on October 24, 2020. It was a terrible day for Brunei. When the royal house told the country and the world that he had died, it shocked everyone. Prince Azim, who was only 38 years old, had been sick for a long time, but no one knew exactly what was wrong with him, so people could only guess. There was no official confirmation, and the prince's family decided to treat him with respect in his last days. However, reports said he had liver cancer. The public mostly liked this choice, even though it led to rumors and interest. Many people asked him how stressful it must have been to live in public and deal with a serious illness at the same time. The prince passed away at the Jerudong Park Medical Center, a place known for its modern medical care and peace and quiet. His long hospital stay was mostly kept secret, which shows that his family tried to keep his honor while he fought. Still, he died quickly, leaving many people to wonder about his last days. The country responded with a flood of sadness. Many people in Brunei wore white during the 7 days of sorrow, which was a tradition that showed how sad everyone was. Flags across the country are being lowered to half-mast to show how heavy this loss is. People saw Prince Azim as both a royal and a friendly and approachable person, which made the pain of everyone seem worse. As is customary in Islam, Prince Azim was buried the same day he died. His funeral, which took place in the royal mausoleum with his grandfather Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III, was a solemn and private event. Even though the burial was private, his death had a big impact on people far beyond the royal grounds. Members of the royal family, government officials, and foreign leaders all came to pay their respects, which shows how important his life was to many people. The days after he died were marked by tributes from people who knew him well and loved him from afar. Other famous people from around the world, like Mariah Carey and Naomi Campbell, wrote him sweet notes saying they thought he was funny, kind, and generous. A lot of other people felt the same way, painting a picture of a man who, despite his situation, stayed normal and easy to talk to. Not knowing how sick he was added a sad and interesting factor to the tragedy. Many people had ideas about what caused his death, so it was great that his family chose to keep the details secret. People would have been more interested in Prince Azim's life and the happiness he brought to others if this choice had been made. People also talked about how hard and demanding it is to be a king because of Prince Azim's early death. He was born into wealth and was expected to do a lot. He did what he had to do with ease. Many people connected with him on a deep level because he could relate to people from all walks of life, which showed how sincere he really was. As the world mourned his untimely death, many turned to reflect on the vibrant and compassionate life Prince Azim led. Prince Azim, life of glamour and humanity. Many people outside of Brunei liked Prince Azim because he was generous and loved the arts. He was also known for having a big personality. His life had both the ease of his background and the vividness of a socialite who cared deeply about helping others. Prince Azim's impact was mostly based on how much he cared about helping others. He often spoke out and gave money to groups working to make bad places better. He really liked the idea of promoting disabled people and making sure they could go to places that recognized their skills and achievements. As part of his kindness, he raised knowledge about mental health and LGBTQ+ rights, which are not often talked about in traditional places like Brunei. These actions showed how brave he was to stand by his views even when they went against what most people thought. Along with his unique nature, Prince Azim was also very interested in the arts. He said that creativity could serve as a global language to bring people from different backgrounds together and inspire them. Because of this belief, he started Daryl Prince Productions, a company that helps make movies, including some big Hollywood movies. He worked with filmmakers and artists from around the world to back movies that had messages of acceptance and hope. He did more than just make movies. He went to fashion shows and art shows and talked to artists and showed real respect for their work. Prince Azim was liked by people who knew him well outside of public appearances. His friends said he was funny, honest, and nice. One of the best things about him was that he could connect with people from all walks of life. His royal title didn't change the way he made everyone feel important and loved. Many famous people around the world, like Mariah Carey, Naomi Campbell, and Pamela Anderson, who met him and talked about how funny and kind he was. The way he interacted with these people showed how uniquely he could balance his love of modern society with his royal duties. Many people think of royals as distant, but Prince Azim broke the mold with his lively and friendly personality. His talks were known for their grace, even though they were very open to everyone. He made sure that everyone felt welcome, whether he was planning fancy parties or helping with good causes. People inside and outside of Brunei liked him because he was both flashy and humble. But what really set Prince Azim apart was his ability to do good things with his power. He didn't just want to enjoy the good things that came with his status, he wanted to change things. His real kindness, creative skills, and work to help others showed that being royal isn't just about titles, it's about actions that have a lasting effect. The Sultans Speaks. The death of Prince Azim was a personal loss for the Sultan of Brunei, but it also gave the whole royal family a chance to think. In the days after his son died, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah showed a different side of himself. He was known for being very serious. When he thought about Prince Azim's life, he emphasized how important he was to the arts, to helping others, and to being able to connect with people from all walks of life. The Sultan knew that Prince Azim had changed Brunei's view of the world. The prince gave Brunei's monarchy a new, modern look by working with famous people from around the world and supporting issues that affected everyone. His work showed that custom and kindness could live together, which made people less harsh on the sometimes strict view of monarchy. For the Sultan, Prince Azim's legacy was a link between the old and the new. It was a vision of royalty that accepted people and new ideas. The death of Prince Azim also put the royal family at risk and showed that everyone is affected by loss, even the most powerful people. People could really connect to what the Sultan said about how important it is to enjoy time with family and friends. When the Sultan spoke and went out in public after the disaster, his voice was a mix of sadness and determination. This showed that he wanted to honor his son's memory by continuing to support the causes that Prince Azim cared about. This loss also hurt Brunei's ruling image in the eyes of the rest of the world. A kind of culture ambassador, Prince Azim used his position to build ties between Brunei and the rest of the world. People at home and abroad are still sad about his death. It was the Sultan's thoughts that inspired the royal family to carry on Prince Azim's work, which helped keep alive his dream of a caring, connected world where no one would forget anything. The Sultan's words brought relief and peace to the people of Brunei during a difficult time. People's love for Prince Azim was proven by his acceptance of the loss of the country. This strengthened the bond between the monarchy and the people. The Sultan had to be able to balance his responsibilities as a national leader and a grieving father, even though he was himself going through a hard time. While the Sultan contemplates his son's legacy, heartfelt tributes and a nation's mourning reveal the depth of this loss. Global tributes and national mourning in honor of Prince Azim's death, people from all over the world sent waves of grief. Some of his close friends, like Naomi Campbell and Janet Jackson, wrote touching things about him on social media. Naomi Campbell talked about the nice and warm things he did for her, and Janet Jackson called him a kind soul with a beautiful heart. These awards showed how much of an effect the prince had and how he built genuine relationships with everyone he met. A number of important Southeast Asian leaders also sent their condolences, focusing on Prince Azim's work to promote peace between Brunei and its neighbors. Their words touched people on a personal level and had an effect that lasted for a long time, showing that the prince could do more than just be a prince. Social media grew into a place where many people could talk about their loss. Friends, acquaintances, and even people who had never met Prince Azim shared memories, photos, and stories about him that painted a picture of a man who touched many deeply. Posts from famous people around the world, like activists, singers, and actresses, showed how widespread his impact was. These awards showed that the prince had a special ability to bring people together from different countries and long distances. Brunei was officially in a state of grief for 7 days. During this time, flags were flown at half-mast and public events were either cancelled or held in a low-key way. Wearing black is a sign of respect, and prayers were held in churches across the country. The mourning time showed how much Brunei loved the royal family and how important Prince Azim was to the country's modern history. People all over the world were affected by the death of such a famous royal person. For many people in Brunei, Prince Azim was a modern and kind example of royalty. His death left an emotional and symbolic void that led to discussions about the future of the monarchy and its role in solving modern issues. Grieving together brought the country closer together and made it easier for everyone to work toward the same goal in honor of the prince's memory. As tributes poured in and mourning ceremonies unfolded, questions lingered about the illness that claimed Prince Azim's life. The unanswered questions. The fact that Prince Azim died on October 24, 2020, makes things even worse. There were a lot of people who liked and respected him, but the details of his illness were kept secret. Reports confirmed that he stayed at the Jerudong Park Medical Center for a long time, but the official word on what was wrong with him has never been made. Some people were annoyed, while others respected the family's right to privacy. This deliberate silence led to guesswork. Speculations ranged from deadly diseases to undiscovered effects that could kill. As fans all over the world looked for answers, groups and social media sites were full of ideas. There were a lot of questions about whether the family's lack of transparency made people more interested, or if it was done on purpose to keep them from getting too much attention. Because Prince Azim was famous all over the world and lived a well-known life, his death naturally got a lot of attention. In Brunei, it is common for people to keep royal matters private. In the Sultanate, the royal family is respected, and most of the time the public doesn't know about their personal problems. As a sign of respect, this cultural norm made people not talk about Prince Azim's health. His family chose to keep the details of his death a secret so that they could celebrate his life without drawing attention to how hard it was for him. On the other hand, the lack of clarity led to arguments about whether more clarity could have stopped the spread of false information. People in the public eye sometimes feel like they have to share private information, especially when a lot of people have been affected by their life. In the case of Prince Azim, more openness might have changed the focus from trying to guess why he died to celebrating his life and the things he did. People also talked about how to carefully separate private and public life after Prince Azim's death. The royal family may have put Azim's quiet nature and their own traditions first, but people all over the world wanted an end to the story. It showed how hard it is for famous people to be seen in the digital age, where privacy is sometimes given up for the sake of questioning. Culturally, the Sultanate places a lot of value on respecting the royal family. As a result, people who were sad about Prince Azim's death focused on remembering his accomplishments rather than digging into the details of his illness. The official grieving time was marked by prayers and thoughts about his life. This changed the story from being about worries about his death to honoring his legacy. Even though there are still problems, one thing is clear. Prince Azim was liked and respected by many. This man's kindness, charity, and sense of humor changed Brunei and the whole world for good. Though his legacy makes people respect and love him, no matter if the secret of his illness is ever solved. The future of the royal family and Brunei. The death of Prince Azim caused a great void in the royal family and raised grave questions about its future. Though he may not have been in direct line to the throne, Prince Azim, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah's second son, was unique inside the palace because of his vibrant personality, humanitarian efforts, and international relationships. His departure has clearly influenced the royal family's future orientation and family relations. Often seen as a link between Brunei's rich culture and modern society was Prince Azim. The Sultanate's appreciation of the arts and support of humanitarian projects won him recognition all over. Being connected to famous people like Mariah Carey and Naomi Campbell enabled him to be a relevant and strong person showcasing Brunei on a global scale. Closing the vacuum he left behind with his passing now falls on me. The royal family moves already to respect his legacy. Started under his name, certain philanthropic initiatives with an eye toward subjects he especially cared about contain both cultural and financial dimensions. Programs helping underprivileged communities and mental health awareness, for example, have gathered speed and promise. His efforts will always be impacting people. By combining loyalty to their homeland with an eye toward world events, these initiatives also inspire younger royal family members to assume similar responsibilities. His siblings cover for him within the family. Younger royals are progressively embracing responsibilities reflecting Azim's vision, and are choosing roles that match both history and modernism. This shift underlines the requirement of harmony inside the family as they handle life without Azim's particular presence. More generally, Brunei is also facing challenges on how his death shapes its reputation. Prince Azim helped Brunei to show the world a more inclusive and progressive side. Showing the monarchy as dynamic and forward-looking, his love of art and humanitarian engagement destroyed stereotypes about it. The royal family has to find innovative ways to preserve their cultural roots while ensuring global presence without him. His passing has also sparked discussions about the evolving role of the monarchy in a country undergoing swift transformation. Younger royal family members are expected to be more conspicuous participants in combining modern expectations with historic obligations. This development emphasizes how important the monarchy is to keep relevant not only in Brunei but also abroad. Although the death of Prince Azim caused immense sorrow for Brunei's people, it also let them evaluate the monarchy's continuous significance. The younger generation looks for royal family leadership that would complement their objectives. By following Prince Azim's legacy, the monarchy has an opportunity to respect his values and strengthen its ties with its people. Prince Azim's life confirmed the power of imagination and compassion. For the royal family, his legacy serves as a lighthouse reminding them of the need to interact with both their nation and the world at large as they go ahead. Brunei ensures Prince Azim's legacy continues by way of cultural activities, charitable enterprises, and a new focus on global involvement. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications and click on the next video popping up on your screen to stay updated with more fascinating stories.